It is 11/11. It's one of my favorite days of the year just because why wouldn't you like 11/11? Duh. But the energy is interesting right now. I'm moving through a lot. It's very windy outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but like in my personal life, I'm moving through a lot, and I know like the world is moving through a lot, and I'm sure you are moving through a lot. And I know there's lots of people who talk about 11/11 on YouTube already, but I figured I would see what the cards have to say. I have the old school tarot and some like shamanic medicine cards. And there was like a quote that I came across and I found it on Pinterest and I reposted it on my Tumblr. And it just like it felt resonant to me. And then the next day I literally went through something that like embodied the energy of the quote so perfectly. The Queen of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. So that's just like I'm trying to embody that energy lately. It's like you're good on your own and like even like you just you're calm. Your calmness, you're just enjoying life. Okay, let me find this quote that I posted on my Tumblr. First of all, I found this hold my beer while I kiss you. That's the 11/11 quote. Um, no, it says, enjoy your time here. You're almost there. Enjoy your time here. Okay, you're almost there because even as hard and as difficult and as tricky and as freaking frustrating as life seems sometimes, it's like I always do just try, especially lately, to just take deep breaths and just be like, okay, I can't be anywhere other than where I am right now. Like, I mean, obviously, if I'm like uncomfortable in my own home, I can like go outside or whatever, but it's just like where I am in this era of my life, I can't change that. And I think I'm gonna start shuffling while I talk actually. Like I spent so long, I think this is a Pisces Venus thing, but it was like I've had this like first of all, I have a savior complex, but then also I have like a Disney princess and a tower complex. Like I'm just waiting to be saved. You know what I mean? And so it's like sometimes like if things are feeling really bad and like the circumstances where I am, like when I was a little girl, I would just like imagine, sorry, I need to like adjust top setting. Like when I was a little girl. And obviously, like when you're little, you just live with your parents. Like there's no getting away from it. Like I would just like imagine, like, you know, oh, one day I'll be free from here. I'll be out of here. I'll get to go do life, whatever. And then I like moved out when I was 17 and I did get to go do life. And some of it was good and some of it was really, really hard. But then now it's like I'm 25 and I'm back living at my parents for a little bit. And sometimes I just feel so like two of these just popped out. What is this? The Seven of Swords, I think, and the Six of Pentacles. Um, and so yeah, now it's like I'm 25 years old again, and sometimes like it's very well, I can maybe like sort of feel like I have the Knight of Wands. That's kind of how I feel sometimes. Like it's like um I'm in this environment, right? And it's like it's not very empowering for me. And I'm like, it's like I've lived life on my own before. I've gone out there and done it. So then sometimes I just feel like I'm like, okay, where's my Knight of Wands? Like who's coming to save me? Who's coming to fucking like rescue me from this despair? But it's like, bitch, you have to save yourself sometimes. And sometimes the way you save yourself is through being present in the moment and like absorbing all the lessons that are around you and knowing that it's not going to last forever. Because it's like I know what my future is and I'm working towards my future, but um, I can't be the best version of me in the future if I don't absorb all the lessons I'm meant to get where I am right now, if that makes sense. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna get at least two more of these and then we'll get the other ones. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like even like everything that's happening in the world right now, like obviously based on my last video, like I'm not bothered by who the president is. Well, the Queen of Pentacles came out again, so she's just instead of going for the Knight of Wands, you have to be your own Queen of Pentacles. Oh, it's always that way, like as nice as it would be if it could be like a fairy tale Disney princess or even in the Disney movies, it's like it's never quite perfect. Like Princess and the Frog is probably another knight came out. We got the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords and the Three of Cups. And then there's the Five of Cups, which is like not a very positive card. So we're gonna know that he's there, but we're gonna stop with this deck now. We're gonna move on to the shaman cards. Go back to the Princess and the Frog. Like I said, that's one of my favorite Disney movies, right? And it's like Tiana had to be her own fucking Queen of Pentacles. Like she had a dream. Tiana had a goddamn dream to open a restaurant and she finally gets the money. She puts in all the work and then like her friend Lottie or whatever her name is, like, she really was just waiting for a man to come swoop in and save her. But like Tiana was more of like a person that put in work. And then in the end, Prince Naveen is the finest Disney prince. She got the finest. Not that that always matters, but sometimes it does. Okay. Okay, we're gonna see what comes out of this Deckaroo, and then I'm going to do some work. I just had like a fire lit under my ass yesterday. Like, I mean, I had a really emotional morning. A lot of people that I saw had a very emotional day yesterday. And yeah, I was just like crying. And even when I was trying to get ready, I felt like I was still like, I don't know, just like stuck feeling negative because I was worried about like how other people were treating me, or just like, I don't know, I didn't feel good about myself because of like people are just not people, but sometimes my mom is too comfortable treating me rudely. Okay, fire, passion. That kind of, I feel like if you look at those two, you need to, so you need to be where you are and you need to be, infuse it with presence, actually. So for my job, like I'm like an editor, an SEO editor for a few different websites or whatever, and I like oversee like our web stories department, which is basically like news Instagram stories sort of. But okay, I don't know why these flew out like that. Middle world present. This is literally what I'm talking about right now. Okay, sorry. Sometimes you just have to scream. Continuation and expression. Okay, very nice. I'm gonna keep shuffling while I talk. And so I every month we have a meeting, right? And it just felt like I'm like these people are not inspired. Like I'm Canadian and a lot of them are American and they're just like, depressed about like the election and the circumstances of the world, or just like, I don't know, sometimes like when you're working, like you don't infuse yourself with presence and then it becomes very obvious in your work, if I'm being honest. Ancestors and trust. And I have to get one more, and then we'll have enough to compare everything. um, but it's like 7 cards, you guys. Holy fuck. Okay, I'm just gonna reshuffle them at that point. But every month I make. Okay, wait, there's a lot going on here. Every month we have a meeting, and this month I made a PowerPoint. This card came out. Okay, we're just gonna go with that one. Anyways, okay. So sorry. Made a PowerPoint and it was bitchin' and pink and very Elle Woods coded. But I was like, how can I inspire these people? And my man always likes to remind me, he says different things make different people happy. Like whenever I look at what someone's doing and I'm just like, how, like what? He's just like, different things make different people happy. And I guess he's right. But what makes me happy is quotes from people like Eckhart Tolle. And so I included this one from A New Earth in there. And I really just encourage them. I'm just like, if you can just be present while you're working, like even I have motherfucking ADHD, and sometimes like all I can dedicate is like 15 minutes staring at my screen. But in those 15 minutes, I infuse myself with presence. My only role is to write that article, write that web story, edit that thing. And it is obvious in my work. That is how I always end up moving up in the ranks, because I infuse myself with presence. I want to be there. I'm present. Because some people, the thing about being a writer is like, you actually have to write, believe it or not. And that's the thing that gets some people, is because they don't like the writing, but they want to call themselves a writer. So I'm going to turn this light on. I think it'll make me look better. Okay, back to the cards. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands and passion. So like I said, that's just like infusing everything you do with like your life force essence. Sorry, I just had pancakes. Like that is your power. And then the next cards that came out, Six of Pentacles. So this is like a generous man. So then it's like if you are present in the moment, you're not so much thinking about like your past or your future or whatever. It's like you can be more generous not only to yourself, but then also to people around you. And then so this card is middle world present, right? So then it's just, they're kind of the same vibes. Like that horse is just like being present and he's giving himself the gift of presence. And this guy is giving other people gifts that he's realized he's like, oh, I have enough because I'm present. Okay. Knight of Wands. So actually, okay, this is interesting. So this one says medicine wheel continuation. And like how I was saying, like I have a tendency to wait for my Knight of Wands to come like rushing in and save me. So it's like continuation to me. It's like you could repeat this cycle. So in your life, look at whatever cycles you're stuck in. Like maybe you're waiting for a fucking Knight of Wands, or or you can be your own Queen of Pentacles and focus on expressing yourself. And the more you express yourself, the more what is aligned with you will show up. And it is lonely sometimes. I literally just posted on my Tumblr. I was like, I'm having a really hard time lately. Like, I don't feel like I want to talk to anyone who has a lower IQ or EQ than me. And that's hard because I'm really smart and I'm psychic. And yeah. So it is a lonely existence, but sometimes in this, like in the silence is when the answers come. Right. And then so if you ignore the Knight of Wands, what you'll get instead, well, not ignore, but if you choose better for yourself, you will get the Knight of Swords, which is like a message of truth, right? And then so this comes from the card here is ancestors or wisdom. So it's kind of like I was saying, like in those moments of like silence when maybe you feel like you have no one around you, that's like it's when your ancestors are speaking to you. That's when like the higher powers, the higher forces are coming to you. Because like in the few years that like I've mostly spent by myself, like that's when I got the most connected with like where I came from. Like I don't know, I had to be alone for a really long time to get to where I am now. And it's easy to let like FOMO get in the way and like, distractions and all that stuff, but it's just a matter of like staying in your integrity and like being where you are and knowing where you're going. Okay. So Page of Swords also comes. So that's like, more truth. But the Page of Swords is like more scared or like more childlike than the Knight, right? So then it's like you kind of when you're a child, it's easier to trust that there's like a greater mystery or like a higher purpose. So then it's like when the truth comes to you, like maybe almost look at it from those like unjaded childlike eyes and trust like yes, I really do deserve love. I deserve like beauty. That was so beautiful. That just came to me from something else. I don't know what that was, but I have like goosebumps right now. But like yeah, you just have to know and know that you're worthy of all the things that like little you wanted, because a lot of those like that is what big you wants usually. And then the last cards we got, this is the Three of Cups, so that is like celebration, harmony. It's like once you trust at the end of the journey, like this is what's waiting for you. And so then there's offerings or like wealth. And I think that is because a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube are saying that like, as we move into this new earth, it's like it's going to be really hard to make it on your own. And that actually it's like it makes me kind of happy to know because I don't want to have to do it on my own. Like I said, like I've lived on my own before and like it's been really stressful, like having to pay bills, having to cook for yourself, clean for yourself, like do all this shit, like just trying to do life. Like it's not realistic. But like in a new earth, I really do believe that like healthy relationships are going to be the standard. And so like we have a lot of unlearning and unraveling and stuff to do, but all I can do for me is make my relationships the healthiest they can be. So I'm getting rich with the love of my life. We're both life path number one. So it's like we're supposed to be alone together, is how I feel. But yeah, I'm happy. Life is good. I'm moving through a lot of things, but I'm doing my best. I felt really ugly this morning because I slept with wet hair, but then I just took an hour and I just curled my hair and I put on some makeup and I'm making this video for you now. And then I'm gonna go do some work. And like that's all I have to focus on. Like that's all I have to do is be the best I can be. And that's all you have to do too. So let me look at the fucking quote one more time so I can get it right because I'm gonna title this video it that. Um, Enjoy your time here. You're almost there. We're getting there, besties. Love you.